Now we can understand why Hashem tells Moshe Rabbeinu, if you're not going to redeem Klal Yisrael, nobody else can do it. Shmais Rabbah. Kimidas Moshe Rabbeinu haisa v'nachnu ma. Moshe Rabbeinu's midah, how he looked at himself in the mirror, how he felt about himself was, we are nothing. In his own eyes, he was a nothing. Can you imagine Moshe Rabbeinu, the highest of the highest? He considers himself nothing. Anav mikol adam. But this guy comes back from whatever yeshiva and thinks he's a big Talmud Chacham. The man's covered. I always love that. You get these like young guys. This is Rabbi Fishoff calling you. I always say, don't call me Rabbi, first of all, because I'm not a rabbi. But then Reb Shmuel Kamenetsky calls me up and he says, this is Shmuel Kamenetsky. You know, it's like, you see it. The young guys say, I'm a rabbi, or I'm a Talmud Chacham. Moshe Rabbeinu feels, ich bin garnished. I'm nothing. I'm nobody. I have no qualities. Hashem, for some reason, chose me to be nice in Torah, and maybe if he would have chosen you, you could be even better. He's spotless. Nothing. But this girl comes back from seminary. She's unbelievable, right? That's people who use ruchnius to build their gashmius. They increase their chaimer, not with the label, with the BJJ label, with the Torah label, brisk. So it's also right. It's also, and I hope I'm not sounding too showerphobe here. I'm just saying, not everybody. The person has to be careful, especially if the resume, brisk, written all over it. It's like it's a label, right? Some of them are taka unbelievable. They deserve it. They're in the top yeshiva and they sit and they learn Bas Madarabba, Yom V'Layla. Okay, they should just make sure not to use it to build chaimer. You should use it to build nachnuma. Moshe Rabbeinu talks to Hashem peh peh. I'm a nobody. Because when you really have spirituality, you really realize, how could I be anything, right? We're going to die one day. So how valuable could you be? We're not talking about death, but I'm saying, how chashuv do you think about? You're not invincible. You're not invincible. But you can get sick. You can get hit by a bus. You can, gonna die. So let's not get carried away with how I am the most powerful ant of all the ants. We have to realize we're an ant. So the mature, wise ant says, I'm an ant. Like, whatever I'll be, I could be the best ant. I'm just an ant. Nachnuma. Moshe Rabbeinu says, Klape Hashem, klape the real reality of eternity and the fact that we're alive for a small little slice of time because Hashem decided to put us down here and give us this job of being an angel and an animal together and trying to make it work and being not falling for all of the traps and being a makom for PARSHAS SHIMOS, that Hashem wants to be shaykh in us. And being able to fulfill our tafkid and not getting carried away and not getting sidetracked by the craziness of the world, which is like crazier than ever, spinning totally out of control, unbelievable ways that the world never even existed, nobody would imagine. 30 years ago, you could not imagine such a thing. You could not imagine such a thing. Open Gmail and put on add new account. It'll take you 30 seconds. It's free. Put in your first name, put in your last name, gender. 4 choices: male, female, other. What's the other one? Prefer not to say. No, other, and then I have to check it out. What's other? What's other? You're either a boy. You were born. Forget about. Not going to even talk if you want to change. Fine. It's right gender at birth. You could change everything. You could change everything. So, and of course, and we're suffering with that. So again, it's stuff all around us. It's stuff all around us. Of course we're affected. Of course we're affected. Of course we are influenced by the craziness that's around us. And we may laugh at it, but it's in us, and then it goes down for our children, our grandchildren, Rahman al-Islam. It's just a fact that we're living in a life where the world is so insane. And not that we're saying it's insane, because we're the voice of reason and the voice of Hashem and the voice of spirituality. Their own grandparents, from their grandparents until Brias Ha'olam, whenever they think it was, would all tell them, you're insane. They would all tell them. The world changed. There was a world for thousands of years, and it changed in the 50s and the 60s, and it's spinning. It's spinning. So Hashem tells Moshe Rabbeinu, if you're not going to redeem them, what do you mean? There's no second, no other person? No, nobody else can do it. Ish Moshe Adam Mikol Ma'od Mikol Adam Asher Al Pnei Adam Ba'im Chazal Chav Tal and Mukei Shchin V'Nafshe Shel Moshe Nemucha Mikulam. There are 24 types of Mukei Shchin. You can look it up. It's not good stuff, not pleasant stuff, not pleasant stuff, and it makes you feel like a nothing. But Nafshe Shel Moshe, his soul was Nemucha Mikulam. He was on the lowest level. He bowed down the lowest to the ground. V'zois, even though he reached the highest ultimate levels, that no living person, no human being could ever reach that. They was able to see the face, the glory of Hashem. And no other Navi prophet will ever come up like Moshe Rabbeinu. He was able to talk to Hashem panim al panim. But yachad im zeh, hoyselois hamadrega hapshuta shel ayin v'efes hamuchlit shenafshi shel Moshe nemucha mikulam. Together with that, or maybe because of that, because once you really see infinity, you realize, you're finite. His nefesh, his soul was so low. Kashi Yisrael hayitzrichim latzes mi Mitzrayim. When Klal Yisrael needed to go out of Golus Mitzrayim, and this is going to affect every one of us. Listen, stay tuned. They had no ability, they had no strength to have a reason to be redeemed. Except for the fact that they were broken into Shivrei Shvarim, they were so broken, we're nothing. We were tzebrachin, we were in the Memta Shar Tumah, we had no gashmias, we were slaves, enslaved. We were in the lowest level in the world, but gashmias, but nafshias, we were emotionally broken. And beruchnias, mem teshari tuma, bowing down to idols, heferu bris milah. On the bottom of the world, we had nothing left to us. If you're not going to redeem them, nobody can redeem them. Listen, why? Because we have to learn how to redeem people. Listen. Because in order to get so low to redeem them, you needed somebody who feels as low. For this redemption, because they're so broken, you need a goyel, a redeemer, that is in the super high madrega of being low, of being brokenhearted. Only from that midah could the geula come. If you think you're, this, you can't reach those that are brokenhearted. Get it? See why I like this piece? And this is why Moshe Rabbeinu, when Hashem told him, I want you to go to Paro and redeem Klal Yisrael, he said, Mi anoichi ki elech el Paro. Who am I? Mi anoichi. Who am I? Pirish Shaitan, Hariani ein ve'efes. Ve'em bishum mail chiyuvis. Uma ani yochel lahoil lahoitzis b'nei somi mitzrayim. He was telling to Hashem, I'm nothing, I'm a nobody. Me? Why are you sending me? I will be with you. You're right. But I'm with you. You're talking nothing, but I'm going to be with you. That Hashem told him, Dafka you. Dafka here in this mountain. Dafka in this place is where we're going to take the fact that the only thing they had is the tzebrachenkeit, the fact that they knew that we are not worthy. We blew it. We are not the best kid in Brisk. We are not chashuv, important. That is the only koyach that we had, that Hashem should bond with us and save us and make us Da'am HaNivchar. K'mo Yishar Chazal, b'may d'chsev vayamei na'om vayishma'u, and then they bowed. Sheb'schus shtachavoya nigalu. Zeh koyach ha'geula l'klal u'l'chol prat. This is the koyach ha'geula for the klal and the prat. Lowering our materialistic value enhances our ability to connect to the Rebbeinu Shalom. And lowering what you think of yourself when you look in the mirror allows you to reach even lower people who are broken. And the lower that you have this self-esteem, even though it's not, we have to learn about that. Moshe Rabbeinu did not have low, broken self-esteem. He had a reality. It didn't come from self-esteem, but the lower that you are, the more you can bond with people on even a lower level, and then through that you can be their redeemer. Because the redeemer has to be on the level of the people. So this guy is broken because of whatever broken. You, who are not broken, you have to get down to that level of brokenness with working on your brain to realize Anachnu Ma. So this guy never has a physical illness, or is financially in terrible shape, or whatever he's struggling with. So he feels, I feel like I can't get out of bed in the morning, I'm worthless. You, who have all those things, have to work on yourself to feel that way, that I am nothing, I am worthless. I have money. Hashem decided to give me money. People who work much more than me and have much less money, people who work much less than me have much more money. Hashem decided to help me. I have this, I'm healthy, so I go to the gym and I have great muscles and I look amazing. It's all Hashem allowed me and Hashem gives me. Don't let that block you from realizing that really you're nothing, you're really a nobody. You really have nothing, only what God in His grace gave you. And then, as you devaluate your own materialism, you can then bond with people who are broken for other reasons. And then you could help them. By bonding with them, you could redeem them. This is how we got out of Galus Mitzrayim. This is how we get out of our individual exiles. And this is how we use pain, Yisurim, and problems to upgrade our life, to gain from it. It's such a shame to go through difficulties and not even gain from it. Here, each one is mezachich our chomer. Just by the fact that I'm in pain, just by the fact that I'm having tsar, it's mezachich my chomer. I feel less important. I feel less like I'm the coolest guy in the world and I can just walk in traffic and nothing could hurt me. The less important I feel, secure, the less me that I believe in, the more open I am to believing that Hashem is in charge. And therefore, I become more ready for Shoyes HaShekhinah, more prepared for the Shekhinah to dwell on me and in me. And then my whole life is more der Heuben instead of der Hinten. My whole life is more about spiritual things that are going to count forever than which car, which restaurant, which cigar, which wine. Like I said, if you could afford it, you should devaluate it. Devalue the value of it. If you can't afford it, stam sugar. Need therapy. Okay. It's the Nisayin HaOisher, hopefully, that people have. But it's still Nisayin. And the biggest Nisayin is not don't spend the money and not all the other stuff. The biggest Nisayin is that the real battle is about the Shoyes HaShekhinah in your life. How much godliness you could feel in your being. Hatzlacha, have a good week.